EA has this program they call EA Originals, in which they actively support the creation of new and innovative titles. A Way Out is one of them, a game that is a revenge and prison break story of two characters, Leo and Vincent. What's original about the game is that it can only be played through in co-op with both players being human. Only one person has to own the game and the other can play via a Game Pass. Nico, a friend of mine, ended up buying the game and sent me the invite to play, which I gladly accepted. We finished the game in one sitting, which is about 7 hours of gameplay. I took on the role as Vincent, a middle-aged prisoner who prefers to approach things more indirect and less collateral damage way, while Nico played Leo, who prefers the exact opposite. When it comes to choice, there's little to have. The story is linear with occasional possibilities to approach a 5-second event in either Vincent's or Leon's way, both leading to the same conclusion. In fact, the story even spits at your face at the lack of control you have over the direction at the end of the game, which could have been solved in many different ways, but the author of the story clearly had this thing in mind and you have no choice but to obey. So the question that pops up is of course whether the story generally speaking is good. And honestly, I wish I could give a straight yes, but in reality it's very predictable and not memorable at all. In fact, I entirely forgot I even played A Way Out until I saw a YouTube video and it popped back into my memory. Outside of some pretty fun QuickTime events which required you to cooperate with your partner, there wasn't anything else worth remembering about the game. The main objective of your characters is to break out of prison and get revenge on the one that has imprisoned them. This is done through several events that require both players to cooperate with each other, such as one person hiding in a clothing cart while the other one pushes it, or one person watching out for the guards, while the other one chisels a hole into the wall. The events are enjoyable, but don't require a lot of thought and barely contain any kind of gameplay outside of some QuickTime events. If QuickTime events are your thing, then you will most definitely enjoy A Way Out, as 90% of the game is QuickTime events. When you aren't in a QTE, then you're either walking around or you're in one of the third-person shooter sections. The third-person shooter sections are abysmal, to say the least. Imagine the most generic third-person shooter in the world. That's the one you'll find in A Way Out. Regenerating health, hiding behind cover, and shooting at bullet sponges. That's all there is to it. There is little else to say for A Way Out, as it's not a very complex game to analyze. In order for this review to not be entirely negative, I would like to say that I think the innovative approach with the co-op aspect the devs took should be commended. Additionally, the game didn't bore me. I had a good time up until the end, but maybe that was because I was playing together with a friend. This is exactly where the issue lies. If you imagine the game without a friend, just a bot, you'll come to the conclusion that not just that it's not a good game, but that it's a terrible one. Short, predictable linear story, crappy third-person shooting, and QuickTime events. The game's co-op isn't an integral part so the game can work. It's an integral part so it can actually be enjoyable at all. Do I recommend A Way Out? Initially, I would have said maybe. But as time moved on and I realized how forgetful the entire experience actually was, I would like to give this game a big fat no. Currently, A Way Out is still being sold for the price of €30 on Origin. And while that is way better than the €60 price tags that AAA games usually have, it's still not worth it. There are way better games to buy out there with €30, especially when sales are going on. Still, I do hope that EA will continue their ambitious project of funding original titles with the hope that we'll see something mind-blowingly good. A Way Out certainly isn't it.